Testing 1, 2. Okay, so it's just delayed for me. Probably so many tabs open. Alright, well, hello. This is Reddit story reading. Maybe I should do this. And just, am I, just classic, am I the a-hole? I don't know if YouTube has the same rules with stream where you have to, not swear in the first minute or whatever, but yeah. I'm thinking I'll wait. Although, I was gonna say I'm thinking I'll wait a bit for people to join in. But I doubt that'll happen. What's the drink? I don't know myself. It was just a powder in a thin cylinder thing, and my dad gave it to me. He's like, "Hey, here's an energy drink energy powder drink thing. Put it in water." But he said it was something to flavor my drink, and I was like, okay. And then I read it, and it said it was an energy drink, and I was like, okay, sure. And so yeah, it's just an energy drink. Oh, my cute little Bumbus, you're so cute. I'm talking about my cat. All right. Okay. All right. Feel free to fall asleep. I'm gonna try and be as calm as possible. But yeah, the first story is called. Wait, hold on. Okay, it's been a minute, and I'm gonna wait till it's been 2 minutes. I think it has, but yeah, the timer is delayed for me, so I don't know. Anyway, so am I the a-hole? Short and sweet. It doesn't say what it's about. This is by Mind Hive, with the I in mind being a number 1. I'll keep it brief because it's so timely. Am I the a-hole because it's Father's Day and all I wanted to do was spend time alone in the backyard, smoking a cigar and listening to music/podcast by myself? I recognize without kids I am not a subject of this holiday, but my wife and kids are giving the pass and I'm taking it. Yet part of me still wonders. Oh, that's it. Edit. For clarification, I have 2 kids. I'm not refusing to participate in anything planned for me, but I'm given a clean slate to spend a day how I want. I mean, yeah, it's Father's Day, and you're the father, I assume, which means you can spend it how you want. It's like a second birthday. Spend the day how I want, which is time alone. Yeah, introverts, we need our alone time. We are still spending time together for meals. I was asked and provided feedback what we should have for breakfast/lunch/dinner. But beyond that, I'm not refusing to be with the family if we had things planned. We do not. Kids are more than happy playing with each other, keeping themselves busy. It's more on giving my wife the burden to make sure the little humans don't harm themselves while I just spend time by myself. Wait. Oh, okay. So she has to take care of the kids. No, don't feel guilty about that. It's your day off from parenting. Just take it. You can spend time with them on your birthday. Info. I recognize without my kids, I am not a subject of this holiday, but my wife and kids are giving the pass and I'm taking it. I don't follow. You have kids or don't have kids? Without kids, I am not a subject. Yeah. Info. But nah, do you have kids or not? Your post seems to indicate both. Edit. Okay, it seems your wording was sloppy, but you have kids and they gave you a pass. So what is the issue? Okay, so these are just comments before they did the edits. You are not an asshole for wanting this, but you are the asshole if you refuse to even let your family do something to celebrate Father's Day with you. He's not refusing. He just asked, hey, can I just spend this day alone? And they said, yeah, sure. He's not refusing anything. They didn't plan anything. Okay, so yeah, I'm guessing that this one was also made before he gave context. If you celebrate with a lunch or dinner and then want the rest of the time to yourself, then not the asshole. I mean, I guess I'm not really the uptight kind of person like that. Like I just no means no. People just don't want to do something, then don't peer pressure them. Info. What's the basis for asshole consideration here? Is the family begrudgingly giving you the pass? Based on the brief explanation, it seems mutual, in which case there wouldn't seem to be any issue with the path taken. Sorry if there's background noise. My brother is doing something weird in his room, I think. I don't know. Not the asshole. Your day. Hopefully, you spend time with your family other days, but today, relax and enjoy yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, being a parent is hard. I have a lot of siblings, and half of them are parents now, and it's like, yeah, I do love my nieces and nephews, but sometimes it does kind of suck, like, not being able to hang out with my siblings the same way as I was in the past. This depends on how much of the child care responsibilities you take on. If you do less than 45%, this day is not yet another chance for you to bail. If more than 50%, then you've earned a day off. Okay, yeah. And this was 4 years ago, and it's a very, like, unpopular post. And the reason I found it is because I searched Am I the Asshole Stories short. Because I wanted to, yeah, I didn't want to read very long ones, but yeah. This one was a little too short. It would have been even shorter if he didn't have the edits. Sorry, I'm assuming he, because he says he's the father. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so next one is on to the next one. It's Am I the asshole for refusing to have a fully child-free wedding? Wait, their name is just child-free wedding son? Okay, so I'm guessing this is a throwaway. If they're named after the one famous Reddit story that they made. So I recently proposed to my long-term girlfriend, and we are planning for a wedding in summer. In summer next year. Sorry, I blanked out because I was like trying to think of what the gender of this person is, but I don't think they say it. But anyway. Recently proposed for a long-term girlfriend. We are planning for a wedding in summer next year. Everything is still very early stages. My fiance has expressed that she wants a child-free wedding, which I am all down for, but I want to make one expectation. I think they meant exception. I want to make one exception. My son. Oh, you're that kind of couple. I had him from a previous relationship. Yeah, I guessed. And we have evenly split custody of him. Until now, my fiance has gotten along great with him. We've had days out as a family. She's gone to see his games. He plays ice hockey. And she's even taken him out on fun days, just the two of them. I brought up that I wanted to make an exception to the no kids rule for my son. She shot the idea down straight away and said that she didn't want anyone under 16 there, as she doesn't want to feel like she or anyone else has to babysit on her special day. I told her that no one would have to babysit him. He's 15, and she knows he's well behaved and a generally quiet kid. What if the kid doesn't want to come? Because, like, there's not going to be any other kids. Like, I feel like the kid probably doesn't want to come. COME, by the way, you little sickos. Nah, actually, I'm the sicko for even. Yeah, I've just been watching a lot of dirty stuff lately, so it was just on my mind. Anyway. She then changed her reasoning and asked why I wanted my old family in life on the day I was supposed to be making a commitment to her and our new family. What? I told her while I will be making a commitment to her, my son will still very much be my son and my family. Yeah. She then equated it to wanting my ex at our wedding. Oh, this girl is Delulu. which I do not and never asked. Although, okay, maybe she's just being weird because she's just stressed about the wedding. Okay, probably don't want to jump to conclusions, which I do not and never asked. I told her that I don't care about the aesthetics of the wedding and that she can pick everything else. The food, the aesthetic, the music, the dress, but all I want is my family at the wedding. My parents, my sisters, and my son. That is the only ultimatum when it comes to our wedding. He's only a year younger. Like, make the exception. Good grief. She started calling me controlling by giving me an ultimatum and said I had initially agreed to a child free wedding and now I'm gaslighting her. Gaslighting her. I said we can have a mainly child free wedding, but with this one exception and an expectation. He keep sorry, they keep on having autocorrect ruin it. They literally had the word exception right before it and then literally right after they messed it up. But with this one exception, an exception that guests can't even complain about being unfair since the only child is the son of the groom. She called me a dick and is now not talking to me. I really think this is a reasonable want, but maybe I'm not seeing something, so am I the asshole? Hmm. I mean, okay, yeah, she's mostly the asshole here, but to be fair, we don't know her side. Like, he might be, like, changing the story to be in his favor, or it could be completely honest and she's just acting crazy right now because she's just super stressed about the wedding. But I have a theory that she has, like, trauma with just teenage boys, teenagers just being annoying and just ruining stuff. I kind of have not trauma, but something like that because I went to watch Across the Spider-Verse in theaters with my sister and it was so empty because we had watched it like kind of later. And then four dudes who were most likely in high school, which I was in high school too at the time. But I recently graduated. Anyway, wait, was I don't know. Anyway, no, sorry, I'm fumbling, but I have a feeling that they were drunk because one of them seemed to act normal, and he was probably the driver, the sober driver. But yeah. Anyway, the whole movie, 90% of the movie was ruined because they were just talking the entire time, and I felt so bad for my sister because I had already seen the movie before, and I wanted to like see her reaction, and it was so annoying because we were sitting on the backest of the row because the TV is huge. You don't want to sit too close. And they were sitting on the same row as us, even though there was so much room. It's like they went there specifically to annoy us. It was very stupid. And I have a feeling that if we like moved away, they probably would have moved closer because that's just how boys are. Sorry, that's how most boys are, especially since they are most likely drunk. Anyway, so yeah, I have a theory that she probably has like bad experiences with like middle school boys just being so annoying, and she just doesn't want like um any risks of like middle school boys ruining her wedding. And I get that. Like, even if he is a well-behaved quiet kid. Wow, wow, wow. She doesn't want your own child to come to your own wedding and not a crying baby or a terrible two. And not a crying baby or a terrible two. But okay. But a 15-year-old, a kid that will be old enough to drive next year when the wedding is? If this goes on as she wants, do you think your kid won't remember? Yeah, I'm sorry, bud. This is all kinds of evil stepmother red flags. The whole thing about you making a new commitment to her and her family and equating having your son there to having your ex-wife there. Dude, get out now while you just have to eat the non-refundable deposits for the wedding. Save yourself and your kid a world of hurt. You would be the asshole if you marry this woman. Edit to add, you have never had a fight like this before because up to this point she has been putting on a show, but now she is comfortable enough in the relationship to show you who she really is. Yeah. Like accusing him of gaslighting and just being all sensitive, like, no, you want your son to be here because you're still hanging on to your ex-girlfriend. Like, it's so childish. But yeah, like I said, maybe she just has bad experience, and she also, it's a wedding. Like, weddings stress people out, so she could just be taking her anger out on her. But I don't know if there's any updates on this. Don't go through with this wedding. Your fiance is being controlling, gaslighting you, and showing you exactly how she will behave if you are married. She doesn't want your son in the picture and will do everything she can to ruin what relationship you have with them. She equates him being at your wedding to your ex being there. Your son equals your ex to her, and you will end up wondering why you're in a miserable marriage and never see your son anymore. Not the asshole, she's the asshole. Not the asshole, there's a giant red flag on the plate here. Your son is your son, he's not going anywhere. Asked why I wanted my old family and life on the day I was supposed to be making a commitment to her and our new family. She seems to be under some sort of illusion your relationship with your son will change when you're married to her. You need to resolve this or very seriously reconsider. Blended families are tough, and I think she has a fantasy in mind. You're not fitting into it because you have a history she isn't able to contend with. I got as far as you. What? Oh, okay, that one's weird. I'm not reading it. Dude, you can't marry someone who calls your child your old family. She has no interest in him. That's not healthy for a kid slash teen. If you marry someone who doesn't want him around next she'll demand that she be your sole inheritor and promise to make sure your son is taken care of in the event of your death. Dude, she doesn't want your kid around. She called him being there babysitting. You would be the asshole to marry her. Why are you going through with getting married to a person who thinks your son is your old family? That's a massive red flag. I would end the relationship immediately. Your son should come first, and if she's not willing to actually accept and embrace him, you should not be bringing her into his life. Yeah, I still am curious what her side is, because I still think she's just stressed over the wedding and just doesn't want to take any risks. And she also might be like, okay, actually, no, never mind, because, like, it doesn't seem like she's worried about other people being like, hey, why couldn't I bring my kids? It seems like she's more worried about the fact that he might cheat on her with his ex. I don't know. She's still like, yeah, sure, the wedding being a stressful thing and making her take her anger out of him is understandable, but it's not excusable. She still should not be like acting like that. Okay. Oh. Whoa. Whoa, the camera looked weird for a second. 19 minutes, huh? Okay. Okay, I'll read a few more comments on this one and then move on, because I want to at least get this video to an hour. Not the asshole. Read carefully. It reminds me of another post on Reddit. Same situation. The girl did not want her boyfriend to bring his daughter from his previous relationship to the wedding. Guess what? After he said that it was not negotiable because his daughter will always be his priority in family, she admitted that she was expecting that he will become some kind of holidays dad. That probably means he only visits the daughter on holidays, that's what I'm guessing. She was hoping that when they will get children together, his daughter will be less present in his dad's mind in life. The guy did not even think about it twice. He was disgusted, as he should, and dumped her. Then he went with his daughter on holidays during the week. During the week the wedding should have occurred. Starting a new family does not mean you should dump the previous one or make it less valuable. Just imagine the image that your son is going to have of you and her. Sorry, English is not my native language. Update. As someone commented below, she should want his son to be present as much as him. She is the one who entered into his family. Sometimes on Reddit, I think that people are overreacting, but for once, it's not the case at all. Your son is your family. He is not a ghost of your old life. Please, I beg you to take the good decision and be a good example for your son. Okay, yeah, I already read that one. Don't marry her. Obviously, your son is not her priority, and she probably will suggest having him live with his mother permanently. Do not do it. Not the asshole. This is a major red flag. What she wants is you without your son. I suspect she will try to reduce the time you spend with him, eventually having him live permanently with his mother after the wedding. Don't marry her. Don't put her above your own flesh and blood. Yeah. My mom, she is with a new man now, and if she would never do this, by the way. Like, she is the sweetest and traumatized woman ever. I suspect she has ADHD, but can't tell her that because she's in her 50s, so she'll freak out over something like that. Anyway, even though I already have told her, but she kind of refuses to accept it. I try to tell her that it's okay to have ADHD, and she's like, really? Doesn't make me wrong or weird? The first time I told her that I thought she had ADHD, she thought I was insulting her, and I'm like, Mom, no. Anyway, what was I getting at? So my mom, she has a new husband now, and if she just like ignored me and the rest of my siblings to like only take care of kids that they had, dude, I would just go into a full-on depression if she just like stopped talking to me and started a new family. Ugh, and I have like more half siblings. I have a polygamous family, so I have a lot of half siblings and a lot of siblings. It's Utah, so but yeah, like that's horrible. Anyway, what? How long has it been? 19 minutes. Perfect. On to the next one. Woo. Am I the asshole for telling my for telling my mother-in-law to take her damn cookies and get out of my house? I hope I didn't like breathe on the mic. My twin daughters are both 18 and wrote the SIT last month. What? The results came back yesterday. One of my daughters, Laura, did very well. She got a 1540 and is very proud, as she should be. Her sister, Emily, didn't do so well. She got somewhere in the low 1300s. And I know that this is still not a bad score at all, but she worked very hard for the test and was really disappointed with her score. You'll do great, sweetheart. No matter how low the score, I know you tried your best. She has always struggled more with schoolwork than her sister. Girl, do I relate. Struggle with schoolwork than her sister, who does better without having to try as hard. Not to minimize her effort, Laura does work hard as well, but it does come a bit easier for her. Maybe Emily is autistic. Maybe school just maybe she didn't fail school. Maybe school failed her. That's what I kind of feel like. I feel like school, like, sure, I am lazy. I was lazy, but it was still just very hard to pay attention in school. And yeah, the fact that they're twins, but one of them doesn't learn as well, I don't know. I just have a theory that she may may have a little bit of the tism, or a little bit of the ADHD, or both. Who knows? It is possible, right, for one twin to be autistic and one to be on the spectrum. Okay, it does work hard, but it does come busy. My mother-in-law, so wife's, or wait, oh wait, oh, we don't actually know what gender this person is. So the partner's mother. Okay, yeah, I just, I'm not gonna explain myself. My mother-in-law has always favored Laura. Of course she does. How old is she? Like 60? Mostly because she does better in school. Yeah, we got it. She won't show it very obviously, but in little ways. For example, she makes them a birthday cake most years and always writes Laura's name bigger and first. Emily resents this a bit, but doesn't mind too much. No, it's crushing her. As they rarely see their grandma. Oh, okay. Only Laura regularly video calls her with my husband. Oh, I'm just assuming that it's a mother. Could be a gay couple, but I'm just assuming. Only regularly video calls her with my husband. My mother-in-law called yesterday to ask the girls how they did. Emily said she didn't want to talk to her. She told me, not the mother-in-law. Yeah, I figured. So I only gave the phone to Laura. Laura said her score, and her grandma congratulated her excitingly. My mother-in-law then asked Laura how Emily did. Laura said Emily did all right. When I got the phone back, my mother-in-law asked if she could come visit tomorrow to congratulate Laura. Congratulate Emily too. She tried. Like, oh, that is so crushing. I hope Laura is like comforting her. Like, how about, why isn't Laura like, I'm trying to keep my voice low. Why isn't Laura helping Emily? Like, is she, like, she should help her study. Unless like she has like an ego about it. I mean, my older sister, she was like always better than me in school, but she was like, she's like 2.5 years older, but still, we're both graduated now, and she was still overall better in school. And she would always offer to help me with homework, and I'm so glad that I never like resented her for it. Sure, I was a little jealous, but I like never took that out on her. And yeah, I'm just so glad that I was like raised in a way that I don't like. I'm not like, you're always better than me, so I hate you. No, like obviously I was a little like obviously I didn't like being compared to my sister, and I'm like so proud of myself for like being aware at that young age that it was not her fault that she was better than me. Like, and it's not my fault that I wasn't better than her. Well, I guess it kind of is, but yeah. But yeah, my sister, she's very sweet. She's always helped me, and she always offered to help me study homework. She asked if she could come congratulate Laura. I said, let me check quickly if anything else is happening tomorrow. And I asked Emily if her grandma can come over to celebrate their results. That's a little white lie. Emily said that was fine, so I told my mother-in-law she could come. Excuse me. I don't believe in saying excuse me for burps and farts, but you know, just trying to be polite, I guess. My husband was at work when she came over. She brought a box of cookies and gave it to Laura, saying she was proud. Laura, I'm so sorry that you have like all these high expectations, and now that you're being like praised and stuff, now you have even more pressure to be better and better. And I'm so sorry, Emily, that school is just so hard for you, and now your like self-confidence is just getting lower and lower. So sorry to both the children or the girls. They're 18, right? Yeah. Let me check. I've been reading. Been reading for a while, so no, they're not 18. I think. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, I thought that was in a previous story. Anyway, my husband was at work when she came over. She brought a box of cookies and brought it to Laura, saying she was proud. Emily was standing there too and looked hurt. Of course she did. I asked if she had brought anything for Emily. She laughed a little and said, "Not this time." She must be like 60. But she'll make even better cookies when Emily does her recit. No one told her she was reciting. My mother-in-law just assumed. I'm guessing a recit is like a redo of a test or something, or a redo of the grade. I don't know what the hell I don't know what the hell a recit is. I'll Google it real quick. It's hard to type with this thing in the way. Meaning of recit: to take an examination again. Yeah. Usually because you failed or did not. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I figured. Emily went upstairs, and I think she was crying. Of course she was. So I told my mother-in-law very sharply that she can take her damn cookies and get out. Okay, I think you could have communicated better. Like, you didn't have to lash out at her. Like, I think you could have just turned it into a nice discussion. But I can understand why you're pissed off. She was shocked and angry, but she left. Laura is also upset because she says she earned it. And I'm ruining her relationship with her grandma? Okay, I don't like Laura anymore. Just kidding. No, she was just raised like that. It's like freaking Mirabelle and Isabella, you know, pressured to be perfect while the other one was told that she's worthless in a very subtle way. Actually, no, not very subtle, in a tiny subtle way. But my husband says I had no right. Am I the asshole? English is not my first language, so apologies for any errors. Don't worry, I corrected it in my mind. No, in my opinion, you weren't. Okay. For the most part, no, because you defended your daughter, which is very heroic. Especially against a mother-in-law. But the only part where you are the asshole is just how you like exploded at your mother-in-law, because like you could just calmly explain to her that that's not like helping, and you can't just favor her like that. Not the asshole, not for this post subject. You stood up for Emily against her cruel grandmother. Laura is angry because she demands her golden child status. Don't judge her like that. Like, she was just like pressured to be perfect her whole life, and it like made her out to be stuck up. Okay, just don't. Both grandmother and Laura, although Emily kind of seems like a sociopath, not having any empathy for Laura. Wait, no. Laura seems like a sociopath, not having any empathy for Emily. Both grandmother and Laura told Emily loud and clear that she is not good enough. I mean, wait, when was this posted? 7 hours ago? I kind of feel like roasting Laura, knowing that me and her are the same age. Girl! No. I want to continue having empathy for everyone in the party. Very sad pity party. What the? There it is. Goodness. You stood up for Emily against her co-mother, Lars, and told her that she's not good enough. But you have been silent all these years. Yeah, I was gonna say that too. I was like, you have taken your sweet time not defending her. But you have been silent all these years, letting your mother-in-law diminish You mean diminish and degrade Emily. She doesn't. She so'n't. You mean she doesn't? Wait, her entire life knowing, not thinking, knowing that she doesn't her entire life knowing. What were you even trying to say? Blah blah blah. Her entire life knowing, not thinking, knowing that she is less than her sister. At this point, you can't undo this. No matter what she accomplishes, she will always feel less than her. Both you and your husband are solely responsible for this. It's not about what her grandmother did to her, it's about what her parents allowed her grandmother to do to her. Being mistreated is painful. Being mistreated while your parents sit silently by is devastating. Yeah, I can relate to that. My mom was like so she was just so under my dad's control that she just never defended us, and she would only just comfort us afterward in private, but in the moment when he would be yelling at us, she would like okay, not never, but rarely, and like she just really wouldn't def- especially in the past with my older siblings, like she just would keep her mouth shut and not defend them. With me, I think she got a little braver because I'm the youngest, but still not brave enough. She would be like, "Oh no, I think, like it's her privacy. I think she should be able to lock her door." It's like, "No, she could be in danger, and what if we can't get to her?" It's like, "Oh, okay, you're right. Yeah, I'm just a dumb little bitch." I'm kidding. I'm kidding, mom. But yeah, I can relate to that of a parent just okay, yeah, not never, but rarely ever defending me and like rarely ever having my side and only like comforting me afterward, but not in the moment. What do you think I should do? They have seen their grandma maybe once a year for a few days. The birthday cakes are hurtful, but I always made my own cakes for each of them separately. I couldn't stop Laura from talking to her grandmother. I spoke to my mother in law, but she said she is simply being honest because school is very important. She immigrated to the US when my husband was in high school, and she has very strong ideas about how to succeed in the world. I told her she can't treat Emily unfairly, and she said she is not. Yes, you are, bitch. Sorry. I couldn't change her mind, so I just stopped letting her come over more often. For example, for holidays. My husband was upset, but he agreed that it would be impossible to convince his mother to act differently. Yeah, she's like probably 60. You can't change that. It's ingrained. And so if I was sure that this was hurting Emily, she doesn't have to visit. I don't know what I could have done differently, but that is not important. What do you think I should do differently now? I think you should teach Laura some frickin' manners and to have empathy for her sister and to maybe offer her sister some damn help with homework. Like, can't believe this was 7 hours ago. This is like happening now. No wonder there's no update. Not the asshole. The problem is you've let this go on for too long. Yeah. Same thing. She won't show it very obviously, but in little ways. I beg to differ. The woman displays her favoritism very clearly. Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier about like not being all that subtle. Ask Laura how she would feel if she were treated so unfairly. Explain to husband that he should be defending Emily as well as you. You were more polite than I would have been. No, she wasn't really polite. I would have told her where to stick her miserable biscuits. Should I have read that in a British accent? I beg to differ. The woman displays her favouritism very clearly. Is that Australian? Ask Laura how she would feel if she were treated so unfairly. Explain to husband. Explain to your husband that he should be defending Emily as well as you. You were more polite than I would have been. I would have told her where to stick her miserable. I would have told her where to stick her miserable biscuits, not the asshole. What does ESH mean? I don't know. Don't care. Good vibes to Emily, who's being reduced to a test number. That's not me speaking, that was a comment by Bevespi. You're the asshole for waiting 19 years. I mean, yeah. Isn't a 1600 a perfect score for SATs? Scoring a 1300 isn't anything to sneeze at. My kid is a senior and didn't score anything even close to that, but we were proud of him for trying his best, and he plans on retaking it next month. Congratulations to your girls, and you are not the asshole for standing up for your child. Not the asshole. This is so awful. What a horrible grandmother. For the record, I wouldn't say she's horrible, but she's definitely just stuck in her old ways. I'd give her the benefit of the doubt. She's not a horrible grandmother. We've seen worse. Hell, look at Abuela. Actually, no, I think this is comparable to Abuela. If Abuela was in modern times, this is how she would be. I'm not favoriting. What? For the record, Laura did. This is the same comment. What a horrible grandmother. For the record, Laura did great, but as a college professor, I assure you, Emily has nothing to be ashamed of. Her score might not get her into Harvard, but screw that. I've had straight A college students who didn't get that SAT score. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get voted down on this one, but you're the asshole. This favoritism has been going on for years. You've noticed it, and Emily's certain. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the gist of what everyone's saying. Okay, it's been. Oh, hello. Didn't realize that someone joined. It's been 41 minutes. We're almost at an hour, baby. Look at my teeth. I do not like this tooth, but I've come to terms. Sort of. Okay, on to the next one. But I will. I'm not logged in to Reddit right now, but once I'm done with the stream, I'm gonna log in and put a comment because there's a lot I gotta say about the mother-in-law story. Am I the a-hole for not? Am I the asshole for not attending Thanksgiving with my families because my half sister is not welcome? I do think these types of stories are a little dramatic. It's like, yeah, your best friend wasn't invited, but that's not your problem. Because once when I was in middle school, my friend and a friend that started as her friend but then became my friend. I'll call this friend Emily and I'll call this friend Laura. So this friend, I was friends with her since elementary school, and these two were friends since elementary, but I did not know this girl until middle school. So these two in middle school, they were not friends anymore because of some mild drama, but me and Laura were we had become friends, and so I told Emily, I was like, hey, I know that you two, I know that she was being rude to you and you two have your own personal drama, but I just want to say that I don't want that to ruin the friendship that me and Laura have. And Emily was very mature for her age, and I'm kind of jealous of that because even in elementary she was just mature. Anyway, but Emily was like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Everyone has their own relationships with her. Don't let, that's perfectly fine. Don't let our drama ruin your friendship with her. I just, if you are hanging out with her, I just don't want to be with you when you are hanging out with her. And yeah, I was like, yeah, that's understandable. And so, yeah, I continued hanging out with Laura. And I wasn't like, oh, Laura, you had this, you were being too sensitive and kind of rude to Emily. I'm not friends with you now. No, that's their drama. So I'm like, nope, it's not my problem. So I wouldn't not attend. If Laura was having a wedding and she invited me, but not, and she just refused to invite Emily, I wouldn't be like, oh, well, I'm not going until you invite Emily. I wouldn't be that. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go to your wedding. that's drama between you two. Sorry, that might have been loud. So yeah, am I the asshole for not attending Thanksgiving with my family because my half-sister is not welcome? Throwaway account because some friends follow my main and I don't want this attached to my main. Yeah, I've seen that many times. Finally, someone who tells me the gender. I, 25-year-old male, have 3 siblings, 26 female and 28 female. From my parents, 49 female and 50 male. Yeah. I also have a half-sister, 7 female. Wait. Whoa. Are your parents divorced? I'll call a 7-year-old female, I'll call May. Oh, wait. Who is the result of my dad's affair? Okay. Yeah, I know where the story's going. My dad had an affair with a woman in her 30s, whom I'll call Mary. Okay. Are you ever even going to say their name? Sometimes they say, oh, I'll call this person this name, and then they just never say their name again. They just refer to them as the sister or the wife or whatever. Like, what's the point of giving them a name if you're never going to use it? Anyway. Okay. When my mom found out about the affair, they had a huge fight, well, obviously, and it wasn't long before we also knew about it. My 2 older sisters and I went no contact with my dad, and my mom divorced him. Initially, I didn't want any contact with my dad until I found out he got his affair partner pregnant. So, for the sake of my sister, I decided to reach out to Mary and my dad. My mom and sisters didn't approve, but they couldn't really stop me. Yeah, always the youngest sibling doing what they want. Me. Mary developed cancer when May was around 6. Ooh. And unfortunately did not survive because they caught the cancer late. Oh. After that, my dad didn't want anything to do with May. So I decided to get custody of her from my dad. He's a horrible piece of shit. The dad, not the the main guy. He's a fantastic dude. You don't have to put quotes around their names every time, okay? May is now 7, and I absolutely adore this little girl. She's a little ball of sunshine, despite everything that happened to her. When my mom, seems like there were more reasons why you stopped talking to your dad, because it seems like he was just already an asshole. Like, when my mom and sister found out that I decided to take custody of May, they understandably went ballistic. That's not understandable. That's bratty and unempathetic. But I told them it's my choice. She's my sister, and I'll take her in. I don't care if they like it or not. That shut them up quickly. Yeah, we got the empath of the family taking care of this poor little girl, and got the rest of the sociopaths not accepting it. Sorry, that's a strong word. Now, the issue at hand. My mom is hosting Thanksgiving this year and wants... Why did I make such a big reaction? I've been reading for a while. Now, the issue at hand. My mom is hosting Thanksgiving this year and wants me to come because my sisters and their partners are attending for the first time. Partners, huh? Is one of them gay? Because I feel like you would have said boyfriends or husbands. Are attending for the first time, along with some aunts and uncles. I told her that if I'm attending, May will also be there with me. I won't leave her alone during the holiday. She didn't like that and told me she didn't want May there. Stop putting quotes around it. We get it. I said then I won't be coming, and that's final. A few days ago, I got a message from my mom stating that if I'm going to choose my dad's affair child over her and our family, then I shouldn't bother contacting her ever again. Y'all need to take a chill pill. Good grief. Like, the, like my half moms divorced my dad years ago, and I still am in contact with my half siblings. Like, I know it's not even close to being the same situation, since in my situation it was all consensual, but still, like, come on. Ugh, it's just so weird because my mom, she is such an empath. Like, she's so empathetic. She's so, like, sweet. And so yeah, if I was in the situation, if I was taking care of my dad's affair child, she would like fully accept that, and she'd probably think I was like a hero or something. Um, then I shouldn't bother contacting her ever again. I agreed. Now my sisters are on my case, angry that I won't be coming and that I'm choosing May over them. I told them they're welcome to do the same as my mom did, get contact with me because May will always be in my life. Technically, I have full custody over her and will also officially adopt her soon from my dad. May is my responsibility, and I love the little girl to bits. I love that little girl to bits. I chopped her up and ate her. Just kidding. I talked. I talked to my friend, and he said what I'm doing is unfair to my mom and sisters, and going no contact is terrible. Dude, nah. If your family is this pressed, then yeah, I think it's good to just not be around them. I understand that they don't want anything to do with May since she is the result of the dad's affair, but they can't expect me to leave her alone during a holiday. Am I the asshole? Nope. Nah, to me there are no holes here. What you are doing for your sister is very awesome. At the same time, though, you cannot expect your mother and sisters to be on board. Would it be nice if they were? Yes, but they are not obliged to. Your mother is probably still hurting from the affair, and truthfully, it is better to keep your sister away from that negative energy. I'm sorry. She's still hurting this badly after 7 years? Like, really? Sorry. Hopefully, with time and some therapy, your sisters will come around, but your mother may never, and you will have to come to deal with that eventually. Sounds like the mother sucks. Sounds like his whole family sucks. I don't know how he turned out good. Maybe the rest of the family's just sociopaths. Your dad and the affair partners are the real buttholes here. Yeah. Nah, look. Why does everyone always say nah? Is that an acronym? Not asshole here. Is that because like it's weird that everyone says nah first? Like a lot of people are saying that, so that must be like an acronym. Nah, to me, there are no holes here. What you are doing for your sister is very awesome. At the same time, though, you cannot expect your mother and sisters to be on. Wait, what? Oh, that's the same one. But yeah, this next one also is saying nah first. Now, look, it's great that you are going so far for your half sister. I think it's truly wonderful. I really do. But she is a living, breathing, walking, talking piece of heartbreak for your mum. Oh, British. This is the biggest physical evidence of how badly your father betrayed his wife and family. As much as I think what you're doing is admirable, please try to see it from your mother's and your sister's side. She had been betrayed and cast aside by the man she loves and built a family with. Now there's a living, breathing reminder of that pain. It's not the child's fault, but it's not hate and anger fueling your mother's feelings. It's pain, it's heartbreak and betrayal. Please don't forget that. Not the asshole / you're the asshole, but your mother isn't obliged to invite the personification of her betrayal. Nah. Yep, definitely an acronym because there's no way everyone would be saying it. Nah, you did what you felt was right, but your mother cannot be expected to accept her husband's affair. Yeah, okay. I don't think anyone's the asshole. Nah, except for your father. I completely understand your perspective. May is an innocent child. You've stepped up for her, which means she ought to be included in your family holidays. I also understand your mother's perspective. Yeah. You chose this path. While I agree the child is innocent in this, your mom doesn't deserve to have the. Yeah. Okay, so everyone's basically saying the same thing. It's only been a year since Mary passed and you gained custody of May. I imagine the wounds are still fresh for your mom and sisters, so sitting out this year is probably still wise for everyone involved. I would reach out to them. Wait. This isn't approved. Mary developed cancer when May was around 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was 7 years ago. So why is everyone making it sound like this is a fresh wound? Unless the dad was like secretly taking care of the daughter behind the scenes for 7 years and then or 6 years and then recently. But I don't think so. I guess I'll load more comments to see if anyone's saying anything new. I'm just trying to get this live stream to an hour long. Hurry up! Just gonna exit out the ones I don't care for, but definitely keeping the mother-in-law one up so that I can comment on it later. The comments are not loading, so maybe I'll just read like one more if I find like a short one or something. It's not loading. Okay, well, we'll just reload that. Yeah, my favorite was definitely the mother-in-law one because I just related to it. Especially, well, not especially, but I also relate to like rarely seeing my grandparents. And this one is like even more often than I see mine. Like I see my grandparents maybe every like maybe every 5 years. Because my mom, for personal reasons, she kind of like she sort of half cut contact with them. She just stopped going to their church before I was born. And so it was sort of like half no contact, but she still loves them and she still talks to them occasionally. And they visit very rarely. They've probably only visited like maybe 4 times in my life. They're old. This is not loading. It's not letting me find other Emma the A-hole stories. It's 58 minutes. Okay, True Confessions, Reddit short story. I'll link this one later, maybe. I was thinking that I might like do a video talking about my crazy childhood backstory. I mean, I had a pretty decent childhood for the most part. I was the spoiled youngest child. And of course, I was very picky, and my parents just did not understand that it meant I was autistic. But my parents are old. Why is this not loading? It's loading on this one. Why isn't it loading on this one? So dumb. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, I was asking my siblings, including my half siblings, if I should do like a backstory video. But I think I should probably save that for the podcast that I want to make in the future. I'm not going to say the name of the podcast because I don't want the name to be stolen. But I asked one of my sisters for ideas on podcast names, and She gave me a really good idea. And so I've written down things to talk about. I've like childhood trauma, just childhood in general, what it was like being raised in a polygamist family, um, what it's like being a child of divorce. Well, technically a teenager of divorce because my mom tried her best to wait till I was old enough to take it. Even though my sister, she was like 20 at the time and she still um cried and I comforted her. But I knew it was coming. My mom warned me saying that she might divorce him, so the only reason I cried later on is because I didn't realize how much it would affect me in a negative way. Because yeah, now I have to live with my dad alone. But he's, his behavior it's gotten better over the years. But I still don't particularly like being with him. But hey, I mean, at least I don't have to really pay rent. I just have to pay rent by doing chores and feeding some of the animals. But yeah, I used to have a job, but then they let me go because I wasn't working enough hours. And they were getting too much new workers that were working more hours, so I kind of became like a useless worker. I mean, they didn't tell me that was the reason. They actually didn't tell me what the reason was at all. They just said, we're letting you go. So, still kind of peeved about that. But my sister, who also worked there, told me that she thinks that the reason is because I wasn't working enough hours and because they were getting too much new workers. But yeah, this stream has finally gotten. Oh, it's weird. This is like reflected in the opposite way. So when I turn this way, I'm actually turning the other way. Anyway, so it's finally gotten to an hour. So yeah, now I'm going to end the stream. One person joined for like a few seconds. Good grief. I'm so sad about that. Just kidding. It was predictable. I love how you can barely see my ears when I'm like. It's so hard to. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. You can like barely see my ears. Probably because I wear headphones all the time, so now they're like flattened backwards, which is fine with me because that's what I wanted. Okay, just gonna post hello in the chat thing. Okay, goodbye. Hope this helped you fall asleep. I guess. My little Bubba Chunk. I'll show you my baby first. Hey, sorry to scare you, sweetheart. Sweet little nugget. How you doing? Alright, you can go back to sleep. Okay, goodbye.